Hello, everybody. My name is Michael, and welcome back to Cyber B Hub, where I make cybersecurity videos and talk about IT related topics. From my previous videos, I went over the Try Hack Me Advent of Cyber introduction, and I did the day 1 challenges. And for this video, I'm doing the day 2 challenges, which is a log analysis, a blue team side of things. Now to keep this video short, I pre-read ahead of time, and then I make a summary of each section, which we'll take a look at it later. I make a summary of each section of the page so that I don't need to read all of them and figure it out while I'm recording. And it takes a while for my video to the length of the video, so I wanted to shorten it. So if you want to read them, you can pause the video, but for the sake of time, I will go over them quickly. Our learning objective for today, we'll learn about data science and how it applies in cybersecurity, and we get a little bit of Python introduction today. I believe last year's Advent of Cyber, they did not include a programming language, so a lot of people requested to add a programming language for this year on the feedback survey. So I'm happy that they listened to what the fans says, and they added Python this year. We'll also learn about Python libraries such as pandas and matplotlib, which is a data analysis module within a Python, and the matplotlib is a visualization library for presenting acquired data. And then again, we will be helping Makhani Bell establish an understanding of Antarctic Crafts Network. So we're going here to Data Science 101. So what is data science? So briefly, data science is a field that uses a combined method of science, algorithms, and processes to obtain information from structured and unstructured data. Data science involves expertise in statistics, computer science, and concepts to analyze the complex data. Data science are also effective in analyzing patterns, trends, valuable information for decision-making processes and solving problems also. And there's other stuff you can do within data science. Some of the responsibilities of a data scientist would be data collection, data processing, data mining, analysis, and communication or visualization, or basically just presentation. What is the importance of data science, and why do we need to know this concept in cybersecurity? Well, in cybersecurity, you deal a lot of data, and depending on which career path you're trying to go to, like say security operations center or incident response team, you'll see and deal with a lot of data, such as logs, like let's say if you're doing malware analysis and other stuff too. So you'll get a lot of logs from each endpoints and so on, firewall logs and everything, networks, and it's for you to analyze it. And using data science method, we can easily figure out ongoing events within that organizations or within the network and so on. To anyone who don't know what Jupyter Notebook is, it's a combination of a text editor and then with a terminal functionality, meaning that you can run code within the text editor. So think of it like Microsoft Word application, but at the same time you put in a let's say Python code and you can execute within that application. So yeah, we will take a look at it later once we start the practical. So on the practical, we are going to analyze the log provided using Python. So to help us kind of clean and rearrange the data sets in order for us to understand it easily. But first and foremost, I'll kind of want to explain a little bit about Python. So Python is a versatile, high-level programming language. It is regarded as one of the easiest programming language to learn due to its easily readable format and also script-like nature. So it's basically each line, it will run through the code, each line. So you can search more about Python. What is, what like the basics of Python, but for this practical, we are using variables and lists. Okay, and then I'll kind of explain it along the way, what it is and why it's important. So we are in the Jupyter lab. So if you're doing the Advent of Cyber with me, if you're doing if you're watching this as a guide, there is an intro to Python you can go to. So this is the Jupyter lab. I believe there's the basics up the top. You can pause it. It's up to you. You can pause it and kind of read through it to kind of go over the interface, where to find things. But since I know a little bit of it, I'll just go ahead and show you the intro to this is the Python. Let's open it. So like what I said earlier, this is how Jupyter notebook look like. So here you can put in the text. I believe you can put in as like HTML too if you wanted. But so let's say here you can put like a text in there, and at the same time you can put in a code which you can run. Oh well, because that's HTML. So let's go here. So let's say this is a Python code. You can do a shift enter or do the play button here, and then it will run the code for you. So like this one, print hello world, and it printed the hello world that you need to do. So you need Python installed also, enable, in order to get this to work. But yeah, it should be pretty much straightforward. Okay, so printing in Python. So this is so you put print, and you can put the text here like what we did on hello world. So this is considered a string because of the semicolon. So there's 4 data sets. Oh, here we go. There's 4 data types Python has. So you have a whole number, which is your integer, 1, 2, 3. You have a decimal number, which other name for it is float, and you have the text or string, which is hello, my name is Ben, or true or false statements, or your Boolean, kind of like 1 and 0, true or false. All right, here's the variables. So variables, you can think of it like it says here. It said think of it like a storage box. You put in a variable and you put data within it. So in Python, this is how you do it. You enter the variable, put equals and data. So whenever you call label in your code, it will be contain data as its value, right? So like right here, age is equal 23, name equals Ben, is left-handed equals true, and here if you print or call out the name variable, print the age variable, or print is left-handed, it will come out with this data. So name is Ben, age is 23, and is left-handed. All right, so list is this is how the list are structured in Python. So it's list is like a collection of the values in a variable. So you have a transport, instead of just one variable, you can have multiple variable within multiple value within the variable. So let's say transport, you can have 3 transports, and age you can have this much. I'm just going through it quickly so we can go to the practical, but like what I said, if you want to read more about Python, it's gonna take a long while if I explain it, if I dive deeper on it. So we're just going through so we can go to the practical and basically start with the answers. So we go down to pandas, or Python pandas. So pandas is a Python library that lets you manipulate structures of data. For you to use it, you need to import it on your program, and then using the import command. So right here, so there is a intro to pandas that you can look through Jupyter Labs. Let's see, this one. There you go. And this kind of show you how show you the basics of how to use pandas. So here you can do series and data frames. So series basically kind of indexes the value that you have. So you create a list of transportation and you invoke pandas.series through transportation, and it will come back indexed. So it will create like a table for you that are indexed. So these are helpful if you so you don't need to call through string. You can just choose an index of which value do you need. It's a lot easier if you have a lot of if you have a long program. And next is data frames, and it's like an extension of the series, but you group everything by columns, I believe. Let's see, or you can do columns and other rows too. So kind of helpful if you have multiple data sets. So like, let's say here you have name, age, and country of residence. So let's take a look at the Jupyter Labs and see what the example they provide here. All right. So here they made a data variable with a list within a list of Ben 24, United Kingdoms, Jacob 32, United States, Alice 19, Germany. And so this is another, and then they create a df variable with pandas data frame function on the data, and basically what it will do is it will column this data by name, age, and country of residence. So now it's here. So df pd.data frame data this data will be column by a name, age, and country of residence, and it shows here. So name, age, and country of residence. So that's how data frame works within the pandas. So next is matplotlib. So matplotlib Python, it's another Python libraries that kind of creates a visual presentation on the data we acquired and analyzed, and then you'll have a choice on how to present it. You can make it a plot points of the data, or a bar chart, histograms, or etc. And this will kind of help digest the data easily for the people that does the decision making in the organization. And same thing as the pandas in Python, you can go to the intro. This kind of shows you how to do plot, how to make a plot. So like what pandas is, you need to import it. Let me see. Matplot. So same thing as pandas, you need to do an import command to the name of matplotlib, and then you can alias it as plt. So you don't need to call this by name. Make it a short. So I guess I need to shift enter this. So let's say here, so we call the plt.plot. This is the function within the matplotlib. If you don't know what it is, you can, if there's a lot of functions within the module, so I would suggest to read through their documentation on what kind of function they have and how to use it. But basically here, plt plot, to make this plot and create a x and y axis of January, February, March through April, and a y axis of 8/14, 23, 40. And this kind of plot it will make a presentation plot here. Okay. All right, so let's go over to this questions. Let me see. So we need to open the workbook from the Jupyter. We can just keep this open through capstone 4 workbook. Okay, so here, so like what I said earlier, if you're doing this with me, don't forget to do the shift enter or run like this right here. So run each line, so all these import of pandas, import matplot will work. All right, so network traffic, that's CSV. So what it is this. So data, df is the variable, and pd is panda. We invoke the panda with a function of read CSV, which is, and then we put the network traffic, that CSV, in there. And then from here we called data frames, and so data frame dot head means show the first 5 lines. It says 5, so it starts from 0 to 4. So let's see. All right, I think that's just the intro, kind of show up what we're looking at. So we have 5 columns, packet number, which is 1 to 5, timestamp, source, IP, destination IP, and the protocol that it uses. And they are indexed from 0 to 4. Okay, let's hit complete on this one. So this is how many packets were captured. So looking at the packet number. So here we have to say we need to use pandas to count function on the data frame. Okay, so at least it gives you an example there. So from here we can edit. So we need to call the data frame There you are. So we're calling this variable with a count. So like let's says here df.head 5, which is they only show 5 lines, but here it was asking us how many packets were captured. So here we're looking at the packet number. So packet number, there's 100 packet number, timestamp, source, destination, and protocol. And the data type is int64, which is an integer. So let's put on 100 here, because that's what they're asking. Okay. Alright, so what IP address sent the most amount of traffic during the packet capture? So I think it goes here. So here you can perform a group by with pandas size function. Okay. So this is the example of the command that we need to do, but from what I remember, data frame is df, and then we group by, and then it's asking what IP address sent the most amount of traffic. So sent means it's the source. So we just need to put the source. So make sure you put this 2 semicolon, because we're trying to use the source. So we're trying to get the source column, and to make sure that it's a string that we're calling. And then dot size will give us the amount of the source IPs, or how many times they were used within the data. Oops, I guess shift enter. All right, here we go. So it says send the most amount. So I guess here we just choose which one has much. So 15 to 10.10.1.4. Let's see if that works. Yes. So same thing. I think same thing as this last question. What was the most frequent protocol? So same thing. From here, they didn't really put out the this example, but it's pretty much the same, I think. So we group by protocol. So oops, you can use this too, as long as you have a colon in there to say that you need a string. I think it's just a protocol. Okay. Oops. Protocol, and then we want how many protocol that size are there on each. All right, here we go. So these are the protocol: DNS, HTTP, ICMP, TCP, and it looks like there is an ICMP that's the most frequent protocol used on that data. So we put ICMP. Oops. All right. Okay. So looks like we are done for today's challenge. This is an intro to log analysis. We didn't really look at, lines by lines. I think this is just an intro to data science is, and how can you use Python as a to make a program to kind of help you go through data as quick as possible. Because if you don't use the data science kind of concept, it will take you a while to go through the logs just to get the data that you need. So this is a very helpful skill to have, or to know the concept at least. And props to TryHackMe for including it in this year's advent of cyber 2023. And I think for people that are interested with data science, or trying to go into being a SOC analyst, or incident response, going through logs, for having a background or idea on how to go through logs using Python, the pandas and matplotlib, it's a good thing to know, and it'll kind of help out along the way on how to go through the datas every day. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.